two, one. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Stars and Cards with Deborah Chadwick and Patty Kamson. We are live here in all areas of the country, and it is 2019, and we are having our kickoff. Yay! And we have an amazing special guest with us tonight to kick off our 2019 Stars and Cards. We have the fabulous celebrity astrologer and medium, Maria Shaw. Welcome, Maria.
Oh, thank you, Patty.
Welcome, Maria.
Thank you. It's such a great honor. And I know it's going to be a wonderful hour. I've been really looking forward to this since the first of the year.
Yes, we are beyond. And as we know, ladies, 2019 is off and kicking. All the planets are moving forward, which we love. So it's like our little feet are going and we're just trying to keep up. And it's a lot of fun. A lot of opportunity is opening up, and people are still dealing with 2018. But 2019 is really going to be a much better experience, especially if you are consciously open and aware of making the changes necessary to enjoy 2019. So, Maria, I know your calendar is packed, and I feel so honored that you fit Deborah and I in to be able to do this broadcast tonight. And all our listeners are so blessed when they tune in to be able to maybe get a little read with you tonight. But looking at 2019, what do you think, what have you seen that's going to be the most fabulous aspect coming up?
Well, I think that Jupiter, for this month, Jupiter conjunct trine Mars and conjunct Venus on January 22nd is going to be a fabulous aspect for this month. We don't have, real happy big aspects like that very often. Of course, Jupiter in its home sign of Sagittarius, traveling alongside Venus in its sign, and then trine the fire sign of Mars in Aries. That's going to be a good day. And like you mentioned, Patty, all the planets are moving forward. This is the first time, I don't know when we have all the planets moving forward. So there's no reason why anybody should drag their feet. They should just keep moving forward, because this is going to be a really good month with the eclipses. Everything is pointing, moving forward. And remember, you have until about March 3rd, 5th before Mercury goes retrograde. So there's nothing holding us back right now to make our dreams come true.
And then we also have those outer planets in their natural signs. So Neptune in Pisces, Jupiter in Sagittarius, Saturn in Capricorn, Mars in Aries. I mean, it's like the lottery right now.
And
I'm we need it.
Lottery, do your manifesting, send your resumes out, buy that house. Everything's just working in harmony right now. We had a little blip today with Mars and Mercury, but other than that, I mean, you look at fast moving transits, that's fine. But some of these long-term energies and aspects that are going to be with us for weeks and months and even throughout the year, I mean, you can't beat it. This is going to be a much easier year in some respects than 2018.
Hallelujah.
A lot better, because we're not having Venus and Mars retrograde in the same year. I mean, that alone just stymied so many people. And those eclipses, the Leo Aquarius eclipses, just took out so many people in terms of, consequences and things catching up with them. They had to pay the piper. And because it's a Leo and Aquarius, it was so public.
I think we're going to see a lot more of that too this year. Jupiter rules kings and leaders, so I think we're going to see that there's going to be a lot of secrets come out even this year with some of our kings and leaders. So don't be a bit surprised if more secrets roll out, as the year goes on. But I totally agree. There were 7, 8, 9 planets retrograde last summer. Nobody could get anything done. And I think we're going to see 2019 move very quickly. How many of you have felt like last year was very slow, delay, delay, delay? Then come November 8th, when Jupiter went into a fire sign, Sagittarius, like Christmas just was gone in a blink of an eye. I don't even know where the holiday season went. Some people didn't even put up Christmas trees. And I think that's because it moved so quickly. We're going to see 2019 move very quickly too, because Jupiter's in a fire sign. And here it is, second week of January. I wonder where all the time went. Mardi Gras will be here before you know it.
And then we have those eclipses in Cancer and Capricorn that started last week. Mm-hmm. And because it is part of the United States chart, of course, things happening here in the US are going to be that much more prominent. I mean, just the celebrity stuff that is going on. And I've been looking back at the cycles because, as you know, it's all about cycles and patterns in astrology. So Wendy Williams, R. Kelly, who else there? Julie Chen and her husband, all that stuff. So the Cancers, Capricorns, Libras, and Aries are going to be in the hot seat this 2019. And it's all for good, for challenge, but as well as it's what you make of it. But you are definitely going to be visible if you have strong aspects in those 4 signs.
Right. And then, of course, Patty and Deb, you know that the nodes are traveling now. The North Node in Cancer, karmic points, and the South Node in Capricorn. And whenever we have the North Node in Cancer, there tends to be a housing or a building boom. So I'm predicting continued good real estate aspects until May of 2020, as long as the North Node is there. But in other ways, globally, etc., the North Node also represents nurturing, home and family and marriage. I'm predicting a lot of marriages this year, and people wanting to nest and build a home together and have kids. But also, Hollywood dictates a lot of what we see and what we envision. And so you even look at like the shows on television, like some of the top shows, 90 Day Fiance.
I watched that one.
Yeah, that's my show. Married at First Sight. And there's supposed to be a reboot of Married with Children. So there's a lot more shows about marriages and coupling. And I think the North Node in Cancer, really supports that.
Yes. And we both have North Node in Cancer. So that means some stuff is about to open up. It's a very karmic part in the chart, your North Node. So if anybody out there, your North, I can't even say it. You're you're double in. Come on into the chat and start asking your questions. We would love to see you.
So 2019 is also a 3-year. So that could be, again, like Maria said, real estate, marketing, advertising, providing a service. It's kind of a master year, right? Doesn't 3 represent a pyramid? So I think that people that are in those type of businesses should do very well.
That's right, Deb.
Should be lucrative.
The universal number, I've been reading all day, so that's the no hair and makeup time. But the number 3 is the universal number for 2019. 2 plus 0 plus 1 plus 9 reduces down to a 3. And 3 is good for, like you said, it's good for writing, creativity. It's good for short trips and travel. We'll see some car industries, certain types of cars and vehicles, companies take off. We're going to see the travel industry, especially Airbnbs, take off. They're going to boom. Anything to do with writing. If you are somebody that has been thinking about writing a book, now is the time to do it. 3 also is about manifesting and connecting with your ascended masters, your teachers, your ancestors. So it is one of the most powerful times to communicate your words and your thoughts and manifest what you want. You're absolutely right.
Fabulous. There you go, Patty, for your book. Start writing, girl.
Thank you, Deborah. So Maria can write like no other. Just writing, speaking, it just all comes out because you have that Gemini rising, right, Maria?
Close. I have Scorpio rising, but I have Mercury, Venus, and Gemini conjunct. Mercury,
there we go.
Gemini. Yeah.
Are you, I forgot your sun sign. Are you an Aries? No. What's
Cancer.
your?
Cancer.
I'm sorry, Cancer. Way off.
Yeah, I don't have any. I don't have much fire. I mean, my progressed sun is there, but I don't have much fire in my natal chart. I'm very
yeah,
low
neither
key.
of us. What'd you say?
I said I'm very low key. There's no fire in my chart, right? I'm just teasing you.
Girl, Scorpio rising. Hello, really?
Fire water. As Patty always says, it's fire water.
Lots
fire water.
Lots of earth. Yeah, I have a lot of Virgo in my chart, which is ruled by Mercury, which talks a lot too.
Yes, the talker, the writer, the doer, and Deborah and I can attest to being a part of one of your conventions in Michigan. You were busy.
Our conventions are really good, but it was great to have both you girls there. We had the Hollywood connection, the Florida connection. People just loved you girls. And, you know, we still get compliments on your appearance there. So anytime that you want to come back and make a trip there to New Orleans or to Minneapolis, you know, where we do our shows, you're more than welcome. People loved you. Both you girls did a great job.
We should do that. That would be really fun.
Definitely. So what is your schedule coming up the first quarter this year?
I'll be back in Minneapolis in the Twin Cities. We're moving to the Mall of America for our shows. We've outgrown our other place, which is really that's and I've got Jupiter and Sagittarius in my second house. So, you know, what do I say? You know, so I'm excited. And then we'll still go back to Michigan, our home state, and we'll be in Louisiana. So there's a lot of television, radio, and writing. I'm still doing my National Enquirer column and Soap Opera Digest, and just meeting with a lot of clients. So, you know, it's a great life. You get to travel around and meet a lot of nice people, and I don't know what else I could do after I've done this, you know?
Oh my gosh, you're always on the road, whether in the car, driving. I don't know how you do it. That's a lot.
No, my husband.
I love all your posts with your manifesting crystal grids, Maria, all your manifesting crystal grids, and then people sharing their, you know, their winnings. It's really exciting.
A lot of people have gotten my manifesting grids. I just started producing these, I want to say in April or May.
Oh, okay.
And we must have sold several thousand, but there's been hundreds of people that have won or attended the classes. And I think the biggest winner I had was a lady from Texas. She called me after she did my manifesting grid, and she just came back from the casino. She took her friend with her, and she said, let's do the grid. So the friend won on a slot machine, I think it was 60,000 or 4.
Wow. Wow.
Then she gave Cheryl, my client, $100 and said, "No, you go play." And Cheryl hit for 6,500. And so that was the biggest win that I've heard of from anybody. You know, I get letters and testimonials every day from people. One lady the other day sent me pictures of all her little tickets that she got out of the slot machine, and there was one for 900, 200, 600. And I do my own grids too, and I'll go to the casino, and I think last 2 weeks ago I won 425. Not bad investment. But people get jobs when they do their manifesting. They find love. Prosperity doesn't have to be cash in hand. Oh, that's what a lot of us look for, but it doesn't have to be. It can come in a lot of different ways. And I always tell people, look for the law of 3. I mean, really notice the signs and symbols from the universe. If you hear something once, you know, it's nice. If you hear it twice, it's a coincidence. But if you hear it 3 times, listen, that's karma. That's telling you got to do this. So, Patty, if you're writing a book, if you've heard it more than 3 times, you got to get to writing.
Yes, I have to get to writing. And for all of you watching and you want to check out those prosperity grids, you can go to Maria's website and check it out and get one, order one, and start manifesting. Deborah, we need to do that.
It's easier than you think. And I also want to say that if anybody has already forgotten their New Year's resolution, which is easy to do a weekend, we have a wonderful day to manifest. So if you've forgotten your New Year's resolutions, try to manifest on the 21st or the 22nd of this month. But manifest something that you want to release. So if you want to release weight, I always say don't say you want to lose weight because then you're going to find it. You want to release the weight. So set out your intentions on the full moon, the 21st, 22nd of this month, and manifest what you want to release and creating space for something new to come in. Release a toxic relationship, release an attitude, release a bad perception, a bad habit, whatever it is. And if you can stick with your plan from the 22nd of the month and for 2 weeks, that until the new moon, you've been able to probably kick a bad habit and have something really positive happen. So I always say try to, new moons are great for starting new things, but I think full moons are good too, especially if you're doing release work.
Is the full moon lunar eclipse on Sunday the 20th?
21st, 22nd, isn't it, Patty?
The 20th and 21st, because on the
20th.
East Coast it's the 21st, on the West Coast it's the 20th.
Okay, 21st on us. And I always look at the dates 3 days before and 3 days after. I like to do it as the energy's building rather than it's going away. So 20th, 21st, 22nd, somewhere around that time, you should be doing some release work, some type of manifesting. But the lunar eclipse in the early degrees of Leo are going to affect us. I know it's going to be kind of it's a crisis full moon because it's super moon, closer to the Earth than the average moon. But I still feel good about this one. And I know there's some harsh angles, but I still feel good about it. I think that with Jupiter traveling too, it's going to be a nice benefit. But the Leos, the Aquarians, the Taurus, and the Scorpios will be affected the most by that. And I think that whatever you started last August, you can see come full circle by this January. So if you started a relationship, you put out a resume, you started to build a house, a lot of things can get finalized this month.
Yes, it's at a critical degree, that 0 degrees Leo. So it's definitely powerful and karmic. And so it's so necessary that people just really get centered and focused about what they're choosing to step into.
Right.
And stay positive. The energy is very powerful, and what you manifest, what you're thinking, is going to be your experience. So,
right,
everyone out there, take heed during that time, during January 19th, 20th, 21st. Really stay in the zone. So, what you open up is going to be what you're looking for. I totally agree, Maria. I'm going to put that up there again.
Mm-hmm.
Manifest what you want to release. So that what is coming has room to fertilize, right?
Right. I always say that we're looking from an astrological chart perspective. If you lose a relationship, if somebody leaves your life, if you move, if you lose a job, it'll show in your chart that loss. And the universe sees that part of your chart is empty and it wants to fill it. So if you have empty space in your life or in your chart right now, the universe is going to come in and fill that. And that's what eclipses do. It brings in new things. And I always say, do not judge an eclipse until after it's over. So many people feel like they're in crisis, that, oh my goodness, I just lost my job. My man just walked out. But really, wait until the eclipse is over. Give it 3 weeks, give it 3 months, because the end result is going to be putting you on your destined path anyway. The eclipses will always change something in your life that needs to change. And if you've been fence setting about something, it's going to push you off. But the end result will put you exactly where you need to be. And yes, it may take a little while, so you have to be patient. So if there is any losses, or if there are any losses for anybody in January, somebody walks out on you or your boss says that's it, we're cutting jobs, don't worry. Something better is going to come along.
Yes, and it's about keeping that space open and not just closing down out of fear. It's like, keep it open, so that goodness can come in and take its place. So, ladies, I have a selfish question, a very selfish question. We're going to start opening up to our audience to ask questions of all three of us and see what we get for them. But Maria, I wanted you to look at Deborah. Deborah is beautiful and amazing. And 2019 would be so great for her to find love. Can you tell us if you see anything for my dear, dear friend?
Well, what's Deborah's birthday again?
May 13th, 1959.
You didn't meet anybody last year?
Mm-mm.
Did you
Nope.
get out of the house? Did you get out behind that desk?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay, because I met my husband when my son when transiting Jupiter was opposing my son, but I sat home and I did readings all the time. I never left my house or except to go to a psychic fair, and I got a job at a radio station, and that's how I met him. So a lot of times you have to move and get out, but if you got out, either you're too damn picky, which is not a bad thing, or
I'm living in the worst. I think I'm living in not the best city, the best state.
Oh, okay.
It
And
possibly could be that.
yeah, and Patty can do that relocation stuff for you too, because there's certain areas of the country where you're going to attract love, and certain areas of the country where you're going to attract good work. So that may be an option for you to travel somewhere. But as far
Mhm.
as I can tell you that with Uranus going into the sign of Taurus, it'll be there for the next 6.5 years after March. Your whole life is going to change, and Uranus always changes your status. So if you're single going into a cycle like this, you'll probably end up in a major relationship, either married or in a major relationship, living together, etc. Your path is going to change too. Who you are, what you want out of life. So I know that Taurus usually don't like change, but hang on to your hat because you're going to be rocking and rolling starting after March. So I think it will bring in a relationship for you. That if any area of your life that needs fixing or changing or is stagnant will get pushed in the right
Thank you, Maria. I'm taking notes.
Yes, and she's a Leo rising at 12 degrees, but she's a Leo rising. So all this energy, it was like, oh my gosh, what's happening? Why haven't you met somebody? But hopefully, I agree with Uranus going into Taurus. It's like, that's a shakeup. That's like, okay, get out of your comfort zone. You need to get out there and live some life.
Well, then she's got Jupiter transiting the 5th. Is that correct, Patty? Because you know her chart. I'm just going in my head. And then she'll have Jupiter in 7th 2 years from now, which is marriage and commitment and really nice relationships. But right now, she's got Jupiter in the area of love affairs. And that goes on between now. I think it goes retrograde middle of April through middle of August.
Okay.
So I think so. There's just so many aspects. My head is just. But between now and the middle of April, I think is phase 1, and August through the end of the year is phase 2. So those are really good times to get out. During April through August, you may meet somebody from your past, may come back in. But no, I would say with Jupiter's movement and the next 2-3 years, I think this is your time, and Uranus.
Thank you, Maria and Patty. Patty gave me some dates in March 6th or 4th or something like that.
There you go.
So it looks like we have a lot of people coming on, saying hello. Hello, Julianne. Thank you for joining. We have Harminder joining. Thank you for joining. Joyce. Hey, Joyce. Thanks you for stopping in. Actually, Joyce has a question. And I have it on here. I wrote it down to make sure that I would not forget. Here we go. Here's Joyce's question. And Joyce is a Pisces. What's your rising, Deborah?
I'm sorry?
What is
Taurus rising.
She's a Taurus rising. So she wants to know, what should her focus be this year for success in 2019?
Who answers first? I don't know the protocol here.
Okay, so if you feel something that comes real strong, you can start first, or Deborah and I can start first. It's whatever you feel comfortable with. I'll start first.
Okay.
So Joyce is a Pisces, and she's a Taurus rising. So for 2019, The first intuitive hit I get is that this is a year to do something different. It's a year to get out of your comfort zone and really start looking at your other gifts in life and start moving towards those, because it feels like something is, like there's an ending, like there's something that is ending and you need to let it go. So a new one of your new gifts can come to the fore and really take off. So that's my advice for 2019 for you, Joyce. Anybody else?
Well, we're really good friends. I think I'm a little close to it, but I'd like to touch on when Maria brought up real estate, because she actually, that's what she does, even though it's been challenging. But you had mentioned that that's an area I think that could be opening up this year.
Yes. The North Node in the sign of Cancer tends to bode well for residential housing. When the North Node would be in Capricorn, it'll be better for commercial properties. But a lot of families will be buying homes now. And if she's in the real estate market, this is definitely the time to be in it. And I mean, there's pockets of the country that are going to, lag behind. You're not probably going to be able to sell a lot of homes in Flint, Michigan right now with the water crisis, but you will be able to sell a lot of homes in Grand Rapids, Michigan, or even in New Orleans. I mean, where I have my main home, homes are not staying on the market very long. I have clients in Minneapolis, and there's a realtors there that they may have one home on the market and 22 people are bidding on it. There's a bidding war at the same time. I know one client that bid on 14 houses and lost all of them in the Twin Cities. I think it was St. Paul area, because there's so many people. There's not enough houses for the amount of buyers. So there's going to be a building boom. My suggestion for your friend would be to hook up with a builder, and become their agent and say, listen, I'm going to sell all your houses. We'll work on this together. Um, or if you're married or have a son, a partner, maybe you have them get their construction license. They don't have to physically do the work, but put together a team of people and maybe go into a business where they can cross promote each other. But there's just so much going on in the real estate world. Now the bubble is eventually going to bust here, but I think the next 2-3 years, especially between now and May 2020, it could be very active.
Yeah. I totally agree that, anytime with this Cancer Capricorn stuff, and especially in California, we're having a housing crisis because even the rent is going up so high. People are just being pushed out. It's definitely a seller's market, but that could work really well for Joyce. But again, it's about doing something different and getting out of your comfort zone.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like the building with builder, like what she said with a builder, that hookup with a builder, that seems like that could resonate.
Yeah. I would say also she should look at an increase, how she can increase her passive income. Maybe in real estate, rather than her just selling it, maybe she should invest in a condo or a home in a very busy area. I'm not talking about spending $500,000. Maybe just getting something modest, a 1 bedroom, 1 bath in a kind of a touristy area, and Airbnb in it, charging $250 a night. That would be good passive income, and she could make thousands a month. Maybe becoming her own, investor in some things.
Yep. She's agreeing. Things have opened up, so she's feeling better about the outlook for 2019.
Yeah, I think her royalties, her commissions with Jupiter transiting her eighth house are going to be good. Money from other sources, money than other than her regular 9 to 5 paycheck. So anything that she can do in addition to what she's doing is what she should focus on. How can she expand? I think that because of your Uranus, she's probably going to do a lot of the same things, but she may the same skill sets, but she may do something a little different in that field to generate more income.
Yeah. So everybody listening out there, we're going to be taking your questions. One question, very specific. And if you know your rising sign, that's helpful, but we would like to know your sun sign and, if possible, your rising sign, because that way it will help us move quicker. And if you want a more personal, specific reading, then you can visit one of us at our website and get a one-question reading or a 30-minute reading, but we're all available to have that as well. This is just a quick, specific one-question reading. And if you have your sun sign, and even better, your rising sign, we can answer more questions for the people who are watching. So you're very welcome, Joyce. I think you got some really good information. The next person I think we have is Hamalinder Kaur. And this person would like to know, I don't know if you're male or female, can I know if 2019 is a profitable year for online business? He, she, I don't know if you're male or female, is an Aries. So, online businesses. Let me see. You are an Aries. So, with the Aries right now, with Uranus leaving your sign on March 6th and going into Taurus, it's almost like anytime an outer planet leaves a sign, it leaves a gift. So if you have already started this online business and you are doing the work, yes, this can go in your favor. But if you're just starting it and you really haven't put in the time and energy, it can be very frustrating. Deborah, what do you get?
There could be an opening for her May, June. So it feels like you said, if it's starting, if she has it in motion, I'm getting end of May, June could be a profitable month for an online business. As long as she's already started it. We don't know when she started the business, but yes, that's the timeline that I get.
Okay.
Well, I would say Uranus rules internet. It rules online activity. It rules computers. So with Taurus, which is a money sign, and in her solar chart going into the second house of Taurus, she should be able to make money from online and internet, etc. But I will say this about Uranus going into the second house. Remember, it changes status. It's going to be there till 2026 and a half. And again, this is a solar chart for her. So Uranus changes whatever it touches. So if you go into 2019 just doing okay financially, not great, or even broke, by the time Uranus leaves that house, you should be a millionaire. Likewise, if you're very wealthy, you could lose all that you have because Uranus changes your status. So hopefully you're dead broke and you're going to become a multimillionaire. But I would say that, I feel like it's gonna increase. But I would focus a lot of your energy on the internet sales because of the fact that Uranus does rule the internet.
Yeah, I agree. So good luck. I see you said your name is Mindy. Sorry about that. Good luck, Mindy, and keep in contact and let us know how it goes. And all of you listening right now, please like our site and come back and share Stars and Cards, because the more the merrier, right, ladies?
Right.
Yes.
The more the merrier. So who else do we have out there? Jeanette. When will I find love again? How will I know he's the right one? Okay, we're only going to answer one question. Will I find love again? And she is a Virgo, September 27th. Deborah, you want to go first?
Shuffling the cards.
Okay.
Is she the Virgo or is he the Virgo?
I'm sorry.
I'm assuming she's the Virgo.
Okay.
Jeanette,
Yeah.
you can make sure that we have that right information.
I mean, the cards right now are saying that really she's the focus should be on her business. So maybe she's going to meet somebody through the business that, her work, but I'm saying the summer. I'm not seeing anything right now. So it feels like it could be in the summertime, could be before her birthday, or through business, she may meet someone.
Okay, Jeanette. So the first thing I get, especially with the Virgos, what's happening, it feels like this is about, you have a lot of support with Capricorn, and that involves Saturn and Pluto. They're really supporting you, whatever you're looking to do, but it looks more geared towards work than love. I don't know your whole chart to get really specific, but whatever you are choosing to manifest this year, you have a lot of energy and support behind you to have that experience. So if love is at the top of your list this year, the possibility is really strong is if that's where you put your focus for Virgos out there. Maria?
I think she's been deceived and lied to. I think that she was very disappointed either last year or the year before in somebody. And I think that she didn't see a relationship or somebody clearly. And I think that she wants to find, I think she lost faith maybe in somebody or faith in people. And I think this is a year that she regained faith. Um, I'm not really seeing, unless somebody from your past resurfaces in March, I'm not really seeing a great deal of energy till closer to actually the very end of the year. You are born at the last degree of Virgo, and anybody that is born 29 degrees Virgo, it feels like your whole life is like the last 15 minutes of labor. There's always some, and that's only for that day. There's always something that you're working through or working on. And I kind of feel you were born that day, your soul chose to be born that day because you are an old soul and you came back specifically to help other people on their path. So a lot of times you will draw relationships that need a lot of help. And the one thing I want to remind you is that you don't have to take on a project this year. This year is not about you trying to fix somebody. It is not a project year. It's a year for you to be rewarded and be open to love. So I think you're going to meet some people before the end of the year, but I think that they may be tests and more projects. I wouldn't go down that road. It's okay to be alone. You're not going to be alone forever. But I think that by the end of the year, we're going to see a shift and a change. And I think Jupiter, when it goes into Capricorn, will bring you a very, very good, solid, and long lasting person. Just don't be too picky. I think you've missed out on some opportunities. It's okay to be picky, but at least give a guy, if he's cute, got money, and doesn't live with his mama, at least a chance, at least a second date. Because I think you've missed out on some good opportunities in the past. Plus, you have a habit of making guys friends. They'll end up being buddies and then you'll forget about the romance. Well, you may not forget about it, but they just assuming you're a friend. And put yourself out there too. That's all I have.
Good information for you.
Wow, that was amazing.
That was great information. Jessica's asking are we open for questions? And yes, we are open for questions a little while longer. We have some people in line who have been patiently waiting to have their questions answered. We have Michaela Hames. She said she's interested in knowing if I will meet a lifetime mate. I feel that I'm ready at this time in my life.
She's a Pisces with another really close friend of mine, my best friend. She's a Pisces with Sag rising. So
she's got to be careful of drawing men that are like little boys that don't want to grow up, or she draws people that lie. Well, actually, they may not all lie. They may just sins of omission. They don't always tell her everything. Um, I see a lot of Pisces born with Sag risings, and they're just so spiritual, and they're supposed to be out there in the world and growing and traveling and doing all this spiritual work. I see a lot of Pisces with Sag risings. Um, I look at these combinations of people as really here with special gifts. But sometimes they do have challenges with relationships because they tend to draw people that that don't want to grow up or don't want commitments and don't want to take responsibilities. But I do see her drawing somebody to her, and I think it's going to be this year. And I think it's because Jupiter's in Sagittarius crossing her ascendant, and it could be in May or June. That's what I'm going to say, May or June. And he looks younger than he is. He might even be younger than he is, but he is grown up. He is mature, and he tends to be somebody that likes to talk and likes to travel. Um, but she's got to be willing. There's a part of her that says she's ready, but there's a part of her that is also fearful and scared. And she may not even realize she's carrying that with her. But if she will let that wall down from the challenges that came back, the challenges that hit her in 2000 to 2003, and then again, gosh, like back around 10 years ago, if she can let those walls down, I think she could meet somebody fantastic. Sorry that was so lengthy. I just kept picking up a bunch of stuff.
Okay, Maria, I was going to say May or June, and my two of hearts is my intimacy, sex card, relationship card. I was like May or June, May or June, and she's a dear friend. So once again, it's hard to sometimes read for your friends, but that's like a double confirmation.
I love it when we have confirmations. That's fantastic.
Yes, confirmations are fabulous. And I agree with you with the Jupiter and Sagittarius. I think that's an awesome time when doors open and opportunity comes in, a love interest, somebody who's fun and light. And, with the Pisces energy, not unfortunately, but I'm Pisces, we do attract people who can be deceptive. But once you've lived enough life and you've put yourself out there and see the signs, you can weed them out quicker. I feel like this year is a good year for her to meet somebody, but she needs to be more discerning. And if she's more discerning, then this person will come quicker instead of kind of putting herself in a position where anybody that comes, she's just going to check them out. She needs to have a door. She needs a bodyguard, her inner self to say, I know you, I've dated you before, done.
Mm-hmm. I would totally 100% agree. Discernment is the word.
Yes.
And I'm sorry. Go ahead, Patty.
Well, I'm done.
I think that Pisces can sometimes, and correct me if I'm wrong, Patty, can stay in relationships past their expiration date, hoping that person will go back to the way they were. And I find that a lot of Pisces, because they're ruled by Neptune, are so romantic and so hopeful. And sometimes their relationships are like drugs. And they want them to go back to the way they were if they've finished their time or whatever. A lot of time, obviously, they can't. But I feel like sometimes the relationship itself could be a drug. And just to recognize that if something is past its expiration date, and to walk away from it and be able to do that and know, because a lot of people think, oh, I'm going to be alone if I don't stay in this relationship. And to know that, hey, you drew that bum, you're going to draw another one, right? You're going to draw somebody else. The universe, like I said, will see that void in your chart and it'll bring somebody. Maybe not the next day, maybe yes, but it wants to fill that void in your chart, and it eventually will. And it'll bring the right person at the right time who you've made a soul contract with. Pisces to me are the old souls of the zodiac. Usually I always say by the time you're born a Pisces, it's your last lifetime anyhow. So you are going to attract karmic relationships. Yeah. But the key to being a Pisces is to know when to let go, when to move on, and not to be afraid.
Yes.
I think the mantra or the t-shirt should be, you're past my inspiration date.
You're past my expiration date?
Expiration date, that's what I meant to say. You're past my expiration date.
Yes, I must say, I learned from my son. My son is actually a Pisces with a Sag rising, but he has Saturn on the ascendant. That's why I call him Pops. And he really has discernment and is able to weed out what works and what doesn't work. He's really been able to get through this Pisces haze in such a positive way. So I watch him and go, okay, I need to take that. I need to take that. I need to learn from him on that, and which I have. But yes, Pisces, they're very interesting, as all the signs. So moving quickly, we had somebody, her name is, she said that I passed her, Dinah Bergeron. And I'm so sorry if I pronounce your name wrong. You didn't put your date, your birth sign or rising sign, so I don't know what sign you are, but you asked, what do you see for love life? So we need that information. And then the next person is Jessica M. She wants to know, how will things go for me at work this year? She is a Taurus, so that seems to be a strong theme. She's a Taurus, born in 1988. So Deborah, why don't you go first with Jessica?
Well, I don't sugarcoat things, and I don't really like these cards. So I feel like something is blocked. So either it's run its course, or she may need to be open to a different, situation. So something is blocked with her work. So, to me, that implies either is she, hitting a wall? Does she need to possibly get a resume together and look for something else? I mean, we don't have her birthday. Let me just see a couple more cards. There could be some changes for her with work if she does the work, and it could be as soon as April. So something right now doesn't feel kosher to me.
Okay, so she's a Taurus. She said her birthday is 5/6, May 6th. So it looks like, so her degree, her sun will be about 15 degrees. So Uranus isn't really going to go hit her sun in March, but the energy will be there in Taurus. So around March, there's definitely going to be a shift. But this year, it totally feels like she needs to have no roots. Like, she needs to be free. She needs to keep herself really flexible and really free and ready to make quick moves. That's what I get. How about you, Maria?
Well, I wanted to talk about her numerology. In numerology, we all run in 9-year cycles. The cycles go birthday to birthday. Now, Deborah said at the earlier onset of the show that we're in a number 3 universal year, which is true. So we're all affected by communication and travel and resumes and writing and interviews. But we also have a personal year. And she is in a number 4 personal year up until her birthday in May, because the cycles run birthday to birthday for your personal year. 4 is the best year to make a job change in 9 years. I believe she's going to make some sort of a job move or change, get a promotion, new career, something before her birthday. She will also make more money, but it's related to her job rather than just plain luck. So I would get busy. I would get moving. You don't have anything holding you back between now and when Mercury goes retrograde at the beginning of March. So the next 2 months, be very proactive. I think you could get a new position that you're going to like with more money before your birthday.
Yeah. So the theme that you're getting, Jessica, is change.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So the theme that we're all resonating with is it's time for a change. So I hope that was helpful. Dinah Bergeron gave her birth information. She was born September 30th, 1971. And her question is about, what did she say her question was? Love? Yeah, she wants to know about her love life. Of course, a Libra wants to know about her love life. What else would she want to know? So September 30th. Deborah, you want to go first?
She feels really picky to me, but there's also an indecision or worry about love. So I feel like either something wasn't resolved or someone in her past, but that relationship is not going to work. So I don't know if she, has released that, if there's an energetic wall, it feels like around her heart chakra that needs to lift up so that she can be open to love. She says she wants love, but I feel like there's something from her past that's making it a little bit more challenging, a past relationship, past disappointment, something like that. And she needs to carve out her love list and be very specific about what she wants to bring in, but whatever is still there may need to be released.
Maria, are you getting anything?
Well, I know her last name is Bergeron because we have Bergerons in New Orleans. We have a car dealership, title companies, attorneys. So, I would say that if she looks at her life, the last 8 years, her love life has been kind of erratic. There's been disruptions and disturbances and disappointments and crazy stuff. And if you look back at the last 8 years, it's just been weird. I guess I would say expect the unexpected. I think there's going to be a sense of more stability happening after this spring, after March, after May. I think we're going to see somebody that is coming in that's more stable. But I do agree with Deborah. I think there's somebody from the past that I don't know if I want to say you're still in love with, but you may still be sad that it didn't work out or that it fell apart the way it did. But I do feel that there's somebody new coming in. And it feels like the relationship is going to be consistent and stable. And you may end up feeling it's a little boring. But I think at this point in your life, boring may be pretty good because I feel it's happy, consistent. Every day, you know that person's going to be there for you. And I feel good about it. So I think you're coming into a good time.
Yes. I think for Dinah, it feels like this is a time of self-care. This is a time of taking stock because the energy is so intense for Libras in 2019. Things can change, but the change that you want, before you leap into it, you want to kind of clean your house up, clean your heart out, clean your psyche out. So when you leap, you're really going to connect in a positive way to take your life to the next step and not repeat the same behaviors that you've had in the past. So, in regards to love, yes, I think there's love, but I think there's some self-care, self-work you need to do to really bring it in so that it's really healthy and good for you.
Self-love.
Yeah. Yeah, self-love. So that's that for you, Dinah. I hope that was helpful. I love that name, like Dinah Shore, such a throwback from another time name. I guess that would be a Southern name. Okay, I'm trying to. We have a lot of people in here, Deborah. This is amazing. This is wonderful.
Yes.
So I think we have time for 2 more questions, maybe. So who is next? We have Verna Knapp. She's a Cancer. And I guess she's a Leo rising and a Taurus moon. So she was able to give us a lot of stuff. So, Verna Knapp, what is your question? That would be love life. Perfect. It's the time of love. I guess January, people are setting their intentions. So Cancer with Taurus, Leo rising, Taurus moon.
But she says second house Taurus moon, so that's not 100% correct because it would be Virgo in the second house. Taurus would be
She
Leo.
said
Oh,
Leo.
she's Leo in the first and second.
Yeah.
Okay, and she's got a Taurus moon's probably in the 11th, maybe. Okay. Okay.
So Deborah pulled up that fabulous card.
Excuse me.
Yeah, that's my love card, relationship card, but it's not so great when it's next to the Three of Hearts, indecision or worry about love. So another situation that feels like she was in a serious relationship, it didn't work out. Maybe she still loves this person, but then she's saying, "Oh no, I'm over it. I'm done. I'm finished. It's not about that." I think I disagree, but I do think there's some coming in. But she needs to do some work and clear that energy karmically, emotionally, energetically, spiritually, however she can, and she will meet someone. Because whoever this person is not the right energy for her.
Okay, I'm just trying to read everything that she's saying. So she's a Cancer, and then she wrote 7/20. So her birthday is July 20th. She wants to know about her love life. And okay, so that was all she said. So you're seeing that there is a love relationship, but there's indecision or worry about that love relationship.
Correct.
Okay, so when I tune into Verna, the first thing I get is there's a lot of stuff that she's been holding on to. It's almost like she's in the crouching position and just ready to leap because she's been holding on to so much, being so controlled and taking so much stuff. And it's time to let it go and leap. So I don't know if you're married and you're looking at maybe changing your marital status or your committed relationship status, but it feels like there may be a shift, like you can't take it anymore and there needs to be a change. And this is actually a year that the universe is supporting you to make that change if that's the direction you're going. Maria?
First off, men always come back to Cancer. I don't care if you're 85 years old, men will return. 30, 40 years ago, men always come back to Cancer. And I think it's because they mother their men. So they go out there in the world, they screw up, they screw around with other women, and then they think, oh, what about that little Cancer girl? I still miss her. So you may find that people from your past come back to you. With Saturn opposing your sun sign the next 2 years, you will have karmic relationships. You're going to draw somebody younger than you and somebody older than you. You may already have done this in the past year, but you got 2 more years of this. Whoever's left standing by the end of 2020 is probably the one. And Jupiter will also be opposing your sun sign in 2020, which is going to be, with Saturn and Jupiter there, a very karmic time, but also a very good time. I'm not so sure the planets are lining up right now for love for you, but they will be. And I think I agree with the ladies. I think that I would, focus on you too, but you're not going to be alone. I just want you to be with the right person. And I think if you can hold off and hold on, that right person will be here in 2020. Don't settle for less. Don't take somebody back from the past that didn't work out before. I really think it's somebody new, and I think it's going to be a man that is a different ethnic background or different nationality. So if you're Italian, he could be French. It could be a different religion, could be a different race. But whoever it is, you'll know, because Cancers know. I could send you on a blind date, and I could put you in that restaurant at 8:05. You take one look at that guy at 8:07. You'll either walk or you'll stay and talk for 2 hours. You don't need to date somebody 5, 6 times to know if it's the right one, but you will know in 2020. That's all I have to say.
Wow, that was great. Oh,
Okay, there we go.
That's all I have to say.
It was going. I saw your mouth moving, but I couldn't hear you. So she said that she's moving soon. She's having a residence change. So she didn't mention anything about her love life, but that's the information we had to share with you, Verna, and I hope it was helpful. And with that, it looks like we are out of time. I want to thank everyone for joining us and just bringing in the energy for our 2019 kickoff. We love doing this. We loved having Maria Shaw on our first show in 2019. If you want a one-question reading, if you want to get her manifesting grid or go to one of her shows in Michigan or Minneapolis, yes, go to her website. Her website is mariashaw.com. And you can find out all the information there of how you can connect with her. Deborah and I are always here every Tuesday at 6 p.m. Pacific time, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We have another amazing guest next week. Please like our page, share our page, let all your friends know about us, that we answer psychic questions on Tuesday nights. Come and join us. We love what we do. Again, Maria, thank you so much for joining us. And all of you out there, we'll look at those questions and see if we could answer anything quickly. But we will be here next week, same time, same place. Thank you for joining.
thank you, Maria.
Thank you for having me.
everyone.
God bless everybody.
Thank you.
You too.